All right, let's dive into the world of design technology. This is where your creativity gets real, where ideas actually get built. If you're a student trying to figure out which curriculum, which path is going to be the one for you, well, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to break it all down.
So let me ask you something. Do you just love to create? You know, the idea of grabbing a problem, flipping it around in your head, and then actually building a real solution? Does that get you fired up? Whether you're sketching, coding, or getting your hands dirty with wood and metal, this is what being a designer is all about.
The great news is there are these amazing world-class programs out there just waiting for you. But here's the thing. They take totally different approaches. So think of it like a fork in the road. One path is all about asking why we design something in the first place. The other is obsessed with perfecting how we build it.
Okay, let's head down that first path, the International Baccalaureate, or IB. We're going to call this the path of the innovator. Why? Because its entire philosophy is built around understanding the purpose, the people, and the impact behind every design. It is all about that big question, why?
Now, if you're an IB student, this whole journey probably starts with the middle years program and its design cycle. And this isn't just about coming up with a random idea and running with it. No, it's a super structured process, a loop. You start by inquiring and analyzing. Then you develop your ideas. You create a solution. And, this is key, you evaluate it. This little cycle becomes the mental toolkit you'll use for everything.
And this quote right here, this gets to the absolute heart of it. The IB mission isn't just about making cool gadgets. It's about designing with a real purpose. Every single design choice you make is measured against this huge idea. Are you helping to create a better world? It adds this whole ethical layer to your work.
This whole approach is what we call concept-based learning. So instead of just learning how to use a laser cutter, you're exploring massive concepts like sustainability or innovation or community. The question shifts from, can we build this, to, should we build this? And what happens to the world if we do?
And then, when you move up into the Diploma program, or DP, that conceptual focus gets laser sharp. I mean, just look at these topics. These aren't just materials like wood or metal. These are design philosophies. You're learning to think about the user's real experience, the entire life cycle of a product, and how to create things that actually work for everybody.
All right, let's switch gears completely. We've talked about the why, now let's get into the how. This is the second path, the Cambridge curriculum. This is the path of the maker. This is for all of you out there who just love technical precision and amazing craftsmanship.
And these images, they just say it all, don't they? It's this intense journey from a super precise, detailed technical drawing to a flawlessly made final product. It's all about mastering the language of making so you can bring a plan to life exactly as it was designed. No compromises.
And this is really the key difference. This is a skill-based learning model. The focus here is on deep, practical, hands-on knowledge. You're going to learn the specific properties of different materials, woods, metals, plastics. You're going to master the processes to shape them, all to get that high-quality, tangible result you can hold in your hands.
And right from the IGCSE level, you can see how you specialize. You get to pick your path and go deep. So, are you all about the physical feel of wood and metal? Resistant materials is for you. Or maybe you're fascinated by circuits and things that move. Then you're looking at systems and control. It's about becoming a specialist right from the get-go.
Then, as you move on to the AS and A levels, your view zooms out. You go from the workshop to thinking about the entire factory. You're learning how things are actually made at a huge scale, looking at industrial practices, quality control, and the commercial side of things. This is about making stuff that can actually be manufactured in the real world.
Okay, so we've seen the innovator's path, and we've seen the maker's path. Now it's time to put them side by side. This is where you can really start to see which one of these toolkits feels right for you.
So here it is, the big breakdown. IB is concept-based. It's always asking why. Your assessment is going to be heavily focused on your research and your whole design process, all documented in a big folder. This is absolutely fantastic for future design thinkers, innovators, maybe even entrepreneurs. On the other side, you've got Cambridge. It's skill-based, it's asking how. And there's a huge emphasis on final exams and that perfect crafted product. This path is tailor-made for future engineers and technical specialists. See? Neither one is better, they're just different tools for different jobs. Because at the end of the day, this choice is really about designing your own future. So where do these different toolkits actually lead? Let's take a look at some of the career paths that open up from each program.
If you're building that innovator's toolkit with IB,
With its focus on user needs and big-picture thinking, you're perfectly set up for careers in things like user experience design, architecture, or even starting your own company. These are all jobs that demand a deep, deep understanding of the why behind everything.
But if you're the Cambridge maker, with all that deep technical knowledge, you are primed for roles like mechanical engineering, product engineering, or becoming a specialist in CAD/CAM. These are careers where knowing exactly how something is made isn't just a bonus, it's absolutely critical.
And in the end, it's so important to remember this. Both paths start with a problem that needs a solution. An IB student might look at a chair and ask, why do we even sit like this? How could this chair change the feeling in the room? A Cambridge student might look at the same chair and ask, what's the strongest, most efficient joint for this material? How can we make this with zero waste? Both are powerful, valid ways to solve a problem.
So it really all comes down to this one question. Are you driven by the why, or are you driven by the how? Are you an innovator, a maker, or maybe a bit of both? The path you choose isn't just going to get you a grade. It's going to shape how you see and solve problems for the rest of your life. So, which designer will you become?